That's a dope shirt there that you got there, that you're wearing there.
CKY, it's a band.
No, it's a movie.
Oh, good point.
Your audio sounds awful all of a sudden.
Now,
Wait, try it again.
try it again.
There you go.
Salutation.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
You just broke your microphone.
I am recording.
All right, so
Recording.
and we're streaming, and here's the thing. I'm sharing the link, and we're live. Fuck around. I'm going to share it on Facebook, too. You can start talking whenever you feel like it.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron podcast. Thank you and yours for tuning in. I am Mopar.
I'm Commander. Sorry about that, like Sniffle Squadron. I was just being silly. I didn't realize when you were starting. Just over here breathing into my microphone for no reason.
You said go ahead when ready.
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. We're getting loopy here in quarantine. That's just what happened.
Episode, I don't know.
Lots of them.
Lots
of them, and then some more.
Flots of them and jetsam.
How are we all doing? How's everyone's quarantine? I am average, I guess.
Stir bananas. Going stir bananas and I don't know.
Just been playing Minecraft and watching meme videos.
Yeah, been doing some mining, and we did finish up the Harry Potter series, so that was fun. It's been a long time since. Well, I've never sat down and watched the whole entirety. So, but yeah,
good.
Such a solid series of movies. They did a really good job. At least, some don't translate from book to movie, and
right.
Not that I have read it in all of the books, but very solid movie. So movies, sorry.
Good.
So
anything in particular stick out to you when you watched them all in a row versus like the first couple times you saw them? You're not catching new stuff like you do in Star Wars, I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm catching a lot of new stuff, but it's more like relationships, and there's like, if I sit here and try to think of all 7 Horcruxes, I can only name 6. There's always one that eludes me.
That's a good test. So Harry's one. The snake is one.
Harry, snake.
Tom Riddle's diary.
Yep.
The ring.
The
locket.
And the Ravenclaw cup.
Yeah,
and then,
goblet or cup or whatever. And I can't remember what the last one is.
Yeah, I can never remember.
Someone chime in. Brennan, what's the 7th Horcrux? I'm not gonna. I could just look.
Or
it up,
was it the
Sorcerer's?
Was it the Sorcerer's Stone, or something like that?
The Sorcerer's Stone. No, I think he was just trying to use that to bring him back to life.
Yeah, I even like watching the part 2 last night or the night before. I was like, I cannot do it. I'm sitting here watching the fucking film and I can't do it.
Yeah, they don't mention it as explicitly as you might expect.
Oh no, the Horcruxes, he finds out in like 7 part 1, like right. About the 7 Horcruxes. And he finds out like, okay, Tom Riddle's diary was 1, so we got rid of 1.
Right, it was in there. I just didn't know that what role it played until afterwards. Yeah,
and they were going after the locket, and they were trying to figure out how to destroy it. But I was like,
wait, so it is 7 total, right? I'm not high right now, am I?
I mean, I guess I said 7, assuming it was 7.
7 Horcruxes. I'm looking it up.
We'll figure it out.
I always forget to share my dang old screen.
Dang old dang.
The diary, the ring, the locket, the cup. Oh, the diadem. Probably because I don't know what the fuck a diadem is. That's why I don't remember it. That's the one I couldn't remember.
What's the Ravenclaw's diadem? Is that the cup?
Oh, it's the fucking
tiara. It's the fucking tiara. Yep, that's the one that I'll always forget.
Well, not anymore. Make a whole episode about it. I'll never forget it now. Going forward, it's locked in.
Luke.
What are we talking about?
Luke. Hold your fucking horses. Colonel Sanders. That's the greatest beginning to any movie I've ever seen. A guy just screaming, Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, just 3 minutes of the ship and then Colonel Sanders.
If for all you powder puffs up there, that's Spaceballs. Which I low-key do need to watch. It's been probably a good, no joke, probably 5 years since I've watched Spaceballs. You get burned out on it, and then you don't watch it for like 5 years, and then you're like, fuck, that's a great movie. I need to plug it in.
There's only certain comedies I can watch like on repeat forever.
Beer League.
Which I haven't seen in a while. But yeah, like Superbad, Wayne's World, First Austin Powers. There's a couple.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. And I mean, for how great Spaceballs is, it is still dated. And for a comedy, it's not that important, but even the comedy is a little dated. But it's still great. I love all of it. So
the president from Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Is the
Bill
hero.
Pullman.
Oh yeah, we were trying to remember his name on the last episode and we forgot.
Yeah, Bill Pullman.
I was going to say Bill Paxton, but that's the dude from Twister.
Bill Pullman.
I mixed them up.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Twister dude. So I finished Silicon Valley. Mrs. Commander and I have been going through that. Really good. Last season kind of sucked, but it's funny. What are you doing with your light switch?
I'm slowly. It's like Back to the Future, where the brother and sister are slowly disappearing because they no longer exist because he hasn't kissed his mom yet. Remember the movie?
I do. That's the only one of those I've seen.
I don't get it. So if you guys aren't live with us, my video is still tweaking out over here. So I
can't figure out, like, we have the same settings. I know you have a Windows, but like the settings are the same. The app is the same. I don't know why you are translucent and I'm chilling over here.
Are you using like a laptop camera?
I brought our webcam from the office.
So it's the exact same webcam too. I have no idea.
That's so funny.
I'm just not real anymore. That's all.
Well, you have a green screen, right? You got to put that up for next week.
It's a blue one and it's out somewhere. So
yeah, you have a house now. Things get lost, right? You just start piling like not Tupperware. I always say that Rubbermaids of shit that you don't use in the garage and you don't know where anything is. That's what happens to us, at least.
So like Tupperware, Rubbermaid's the brand.
I know, but Rubbermaid's like the big tubs.
Rubbermaid Tupperware.
Tupperware is also the brand. Tupperware is for food. I'm talking about like the big storage tubs for like your garage or whatever.
Tupperware is a brand?
Tupperware is a brand. It's like the whole Kleenex tissue thing.
No, I got you. Yeah, I've never bought a Tupperware. I've always just called like the leftover food cases Tupperware. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't remember. There's a term for that. But when
it's like Xerox and Kleenex and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
up, farm boy? What's good?
What's up, screwball?
What's good?
Hashtastic. So I do now, admittedly, because I just thought of it, I did not watch the most recent Clone Wars episode, so we won't be discussing that.
That's okay. Let's just wait. Once a month, we'll talk about like 4 of them at a time. How about that?
That's fine.
I started going through Lord of the Rings finally.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised at your sayings in the chat there.
Yeah. So I watch the extended edition almost every time I watch them, just because why the hell not? And I love the extra stuff. I love this. The nerd in me just loves. There's 3 movies that are 4 hours each. I'll take it all day, or all week, I should say, by the time you finish watching them all. But I can see why they cut things out of the extended for the theatrical. There's just extra backstory, and Arwen and Aragorn are just making out for a half hour. There's just a bunch of extra stuff that it's nice to have, but you don't really need in the film. I can totally see why they got rid of it. There's some awkward things where Arwen's trying to fucking cook soup for everybody, and then
why?
There's just some silly things in there. So
potato
still good.
Soup.
They left that in. That's in every version. That's the most important scene in all of Lord of the Rings. Boil
them, mash them.
But I'm digging it. I got Fellowship and Towers are down, and I got Return of the King to finish this week.
Since you just watched it, what's your most recent feeling on Towers? Because everybody always shit on Towers. I like Towers. I don't know why. And especially Tommy Boy was always like, no, Towers is easily the worst. And I know you really liked Fellowship, so I can't imagine you ranking it any other way. But how was your feeling about that?
I think I'm 1-3-2. I love them all, and it hasn't really changed that much. I think Helm's Deep obviously like is amazing and usually blinds people to the entirety of the film. And especially in the extended edition, I feel like that's where there's a lot of filler stuff is in Two Towers. Because there's like once they catch up with the hobbits, or once they find Gandalf in the forest, from there up until the Battle of Helm's Deep, there's not much happening. So it's a lot of them just like riding on a horse and talking to each other. And Merry and Pippin are sitting on top of Treebeard talking about nothing. And the Ents are taking 30 seconds or 30 minutes to say hello to each other. It's just,
yeah.
Just a lot of stuff there.
I just like the battle. You're right.
That's just my 2 cents after seeing them.
I do like I do like the building of the army, the Goblin army, and you see a lot of that, and them tearing down the forest, and that incentivizes the trees to get involved, and I like the preparation of war. Where Fellowship, it was like, we need to get rid of this ring. Let's all group together and put a plan together. I felt like everything was in action, like moving forward. The bad guys were coming and building. The good guys are, starting to struggle. I still like the second one. It's probably my most watched. I probably could do 2, 3, 1. Not saying that one's bad. I like watching the action. And 1, I feel like I've watched it. I'm not going to get a lot more out of it. So 3 and 2 are kind of where I sit.
Cool.
But yeah, I think actually, to be honest, I probably watched 3 the most, just because there's so much action. But
I almost want to say that, but then I feel like every time I rewatch it, once Aragorn's king and everything, I feel like I kind of tune out because there's 17 endings. I feel like I haven't seen all the different endings in a while. The past few times I've watched it, I kind of give up after I'm like 3 hours into the third movie.
You can't give up.
So this time I'm going to make sure to watch everything and catch those endings again and see Bilbo's grungy old ass.
Pay attention. I got lucky. My sister texted the family group text and said, here's my Hulu login. You guys can use it. And I'm
Hell
like,
yeah.
Fuck yeah. So I
what are you
checked
watching
in.
on Hulu?
Well, first of all, the movies suck ass. The one great thing, well, to be honest, like, they all have been kind of bland. Netflix,
They shuffle.
They shuffle, like you said.
For Hulu, one thing I've learned, I'll let you continue, but it's all about the add-ons, because that's the one where you can just add HBO, add Showtime, add sports, add CBS to your one subscription. So that's where I enjoy Hulu, is throwing HBO on there so I can watch Game of Thrones or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any HBO, and we just have the standard Hulu. But the biggest thing that I noticed was all the series, the FX series, are included. So we get Sons of Anarchy, we get Always Sunny in Philadelphia, we get Married with Children. I mean, there's a whole long list. We get Archer. There's so many good series on Hulu. That's where we're gonna be plugging away. Outside of that, we've been balls deep into Boy Meets World on Disney Plus, which it wholeheartedly holds up. Like, so fucking good.
I would say it's half and half holds up for sure.
Oh no, 100%. I am engaged.
60%.
I think the lessons learned, while it is a sitcom, the lessons learned are pretty heavy. Like, Sean, his like parents suck and they can't afford to feed him, and he doesn't like it. And it's like, shit, this is real life stuff. Like,
yeah,
they're not baby.
They get into it.
Yeah,
they get into it.
I like it.
And now we've learned from our conversation last week that Clone Wars is just Boy Meets World with lightsabers, basically.
Yeah, it's just not as engaging. Boy Meets World.
How far are you in Boy Meets World?
Probably halfway through the second season.
Okay. Yeah, I think I mentioned I started it and I started watching every episode, and I was like, I'm never going to get through this if I do. So I've just been skipping around. I'm
catching
like 10 episodes per season, 10 or 12, something like that.
There's a lot of episodes. The one thing that I will say is they did a great job casting with Boy Meets World. Topanga's great, Corey's great, Sean's great, even the older brother Eric's great. The younger sister can is she's believable as a younger sister, and she's like talking shit the whole time, but it's like all the acting's great across the board. I like the mom and dad. Like I'm just into it. You know, it's good to see a solid standard sitcom.
Yeah, no, it's good for sure. I actually haven't fired up Disney Plus in a minute, except for Clone Wars.
Oh yeah. The only thing I fired up, I haven't watched a Star Wars in a minute. I went through my phone and took a screenshot of my background right now, but that's the only thing. You know, I will admit, so that my background right now is Obi-Wan with his hands up in episode 5. Luke, be careful, don't fuck around. That she is your sister. You can't kiss her that much, you know. But
just a peck on the cheek, no making out.
When Yoda and Ben are trying to talk Luke into staying, and he even says Luke's argues to and sacrifice them, you know, and Yoda says
if you honor what they fight for?
Yeah, exactly. If you honor what they fight for? Yes. And he says, "Well, no, I can't do that. I'm leaving." And Yoda says something along the lines of, God, what was it? If you leave, you are like, you could be destined, and it's all going to be on you. And he turns and says, "I understand." And Yoda's face is just like, he understands. What the fuck does that mean? Like, it like hits Yoda so hard that he's like right now taking responsibility and going and doing what the fuck he believes in. And it's almost like a learning thing from Yoda that even by defying his master, he is learning and advancing as a Jedi.
Just like his dad.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And he says, Yoda says something like, "If you take the quick and easy path," something like that. Is
something
that you were thinking of?
No, but it's something along those lines. He's throwing knowledge at him, and Luke just stands there and says, "I understand," and flies the fuck away. And he's like, "What the fuck? I'm Yoda. You can't do that shit to me."
What do you think? Let's posit some theories and speculation here. What do you think would have happened if Luke had stayed where he was?
See, how much did Luke actually do?
Nothing. He walked into a trap.
Yeah, what did Luke do on Bespin?
Nothing. He lost his hand.
Nothing.
They escaped because of R2 and Lando.
The only thing, yeah, exactly. So it would have been Chewie.
They barely even saw Luke. Like Leia saw him in the hallway, like running away.
Exactly.
So they would have escaped anyways.
All he did was face Vader. He didn't actually help his friends at all. So I don't know. Yeah,
So if he waited, they would have escaped. Han still would have been frozen in carbonite. Leia probably would have contacted Luke once they got off of Bespin, and then they could have formulated a plan. He would have had 2 hands, and then they could have rescued Han, and then he could have went and faced Vader and fucked him up, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah, but it like we said, it was kind of a learning experience for Luke to defy his master's suggestions and all that. So, I was gaming with Kerner. Oh, by the way, we are starting back up a little bit into Resident Evil 5 co-op there and walking through that, which it's a stressful game, man. It's so stressful, and there's never enough ammo, and there's some devil beasts flying around, and it's all terrifying. But he was dropping some knowledge that I have to bring up. So with the ideas planted in episode 9 that striking down Sidious, he would just overtake your body as all the Sith. And so he was like, so what that means is in episode 6, when Luke pulls his lightsaber, he's on the Death Star 2, pulls his lightsaber and tries to strike Sidious down, Vader actually saves Luke's life by blocking.
Yeah. I wonder if Vader even knew that was a possibility.
It's absolutely. I think Vader knew a lot more about Sidious than Sidious was comfortable with.
We're walking this fine line between they didn't plan that out and now we're retconning it.
Absolutely, it's not planned out. But if you're gonna take it at face value,
right?
I mean, you could potentially connect those dots that maybe Vader didn't know, but it doesn't matter. He still saved Luke's life by defending Sidious. Because otherwise it would have been fucking Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader as Sith.
Yeah, we were trying to make sense of that on a few episodes ago. Like Palpatine would have been in Luke's body, and Luke would have been the master, and Vader would still be the apprentice. Vader would be so upset. Be so pissed. This fucking
got a fully functional penis, Vader. I can't skip this up. I can't pass on it. It's a great deal.
I have to go all in.
I think my windows are open here at the house. I'm screaming fully functional penis.
Talking about Luke's penis. Luke's fully functional penis.
I'm getting some weird looks from the neighbor ladies over here.
You think Apple will take us down if I make that the title of the episode?
I don't know. The neighbor ladies look a little too excited about a fully functional penis. This is. Uh-oh.
Well, they haven't seen anything functional in the past few weeks with this fucking quarantine. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Vader, I don't know if he knew that Luke striking down Palpatine would cause that chain reaction of him like absorbing his spirit. I feel like he was just trying to protect his master. It was like a knee-jerk response.
I mean, at that point,
a forced jerk response.
At that point, he wasn't going to kill his son. He wasn't going to kill his son. First of all, he had the chance on Endor, and he said, "Oh, you constructed a new lightsaber.
Oh, this shit's nice. See what you can do with real hands."
Oh, see, I see.
But following Kerner's line of thought, if he did know that, by the time you get to that scene in Return of the Jedi, Vader's having like some second thoughts about things.
Yeah, and I truly, from my point of view, I think Vader knew. I think Vader knew way too much about Sidious, because I do think he was, in the end, trying to take him out. Whether it was for the better of the dark side or he wanted to rid himself of this fucking evil. Yeah, I think he was
for
plotting
the good of the film.
He's trying to plot against the plotter, which you can't do that. He's the plottest of them all.
He's the most plottest. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
So
interesting.
Another thing, I did write 2 or 3 things down here. Oh, so my mind was a wandering, as a quarantine mind does,
and among other things.
And I was thinking about lightsabers and the uses of lightsabers and how people wield them and the forms and the colors. And there's so much character behind a lightsaber. The colors, like I said, the forms, like the way you use a lightsaber almost can define who you are, what type of person you are.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about the ignition of a lightsaber and how many cool or badass styles or scenes we see, like a unique ignition of a lightsaber,
right?
Ignited. So I was kind of mentally putting a list together of like the ones that I really fucking like, whether it's quick or like in the scene he uses it real well, or whatever it is. So I kind of put a quick list together of my favorite ignitions of lightsabers and what was happening.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it really added to the scene. Like if it was just a normal lighting of a lightsaber, it would have sucked, but it really did add to it. So while I'm going through my list, maybe think of some of your favorites that
I got a couple already.
Exactly. Well, go ahead.
The one that I've always loved is Vader on Cloud City and Empire Strikes Back.
Bop, 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 bop.
That's one of the best ones because it comes out like so slowly.
Yep.
He's just like casually going into this fight with Luke. He's like, "You can't do anything against me. I'm barely gonna ignite my lightsaber. I'm still gonna stop you."
And Luke kind of like whips his up and like holds it out in front. He's ready, and Vader just kind of like casually, and then just sticks it out. Well, like Luke has it straight out in front of him, and Vader does it slowly, and then slowly meets Luke's saber in between them, and I'm like, "You are fucked, Luke."
Yeah, I'd
But
love
that-
to pull up some clips, but I won't be able to share Disney Plus.
That was on my list. Actually, I did find a YouTube video that is all ignitions and sheathing. Thank you. Of all Star Wars films, all the way up through I think 9 was on there. But it was like the first 40.
Share YouTube stuff on here. Let me just
The
look that
first
up.
45 minutes was episode 1, 2, and 3 because every scene has a fucking lightsaber.
I know every transition and scene has it. All lightsaber. What do you look up? Ignitions.
I just searched lightsaber ignition. And
Star Wars. All lightsaber ignitions and retractions.
Retractions. Thank you.
Is that it?
That might be it. It was about 20 minutes.
20. You tell me which one's which. I'm on YouTube right now.
I don't know. Pick one.
I'll just do this 7.
Oh, that must be it. It wasn't 20 minutes. Yeah. So this is in chronological order. One of my favorites actually is right there, where Qui-Gon sheaths it back in
just
after striking.
Yeah, like flips it back into his belt. That's
Dude,
so awesome.
and that was on my list.
Oh, that's so badass. He's just flipping off his speeder bike. And the reveal. There's 2. Oh my God. Episode 1's so good.
There is a sense of I don't know. Naboo really grounds Star Wars into like something that we can relate to because Naboo is like the Earth.
I love Naboo, yeah.
And it's like at a standard city and whatever, but
Naboo's so interesting to me because it has the like rich cultural and arts heritage, but also has the sci-fi tech of Star Wars. It's a really good combo.
Yeah.
Also, apologies for anyone that's listening and not watching, but we're watching the YouTube video of all of this right now.
Let's see if there's any that pop up. So there is going to be one that isn't in the movies that I actually had.
Well, was it in a book or a game or something?
It was in KOTOR.
Oh.
When you find out you're Revan, and Malik's facing you for the first time, he holds his lightsaber out and ignites it. The slowest ignition ever. And he just stands there in front of you. And then he calls you on. He's like, fucking come get it, bitch.
While we're here, can we talk about the worst one? This girl over here.
The girl that just like stands there with her arms out.
She ignites it over her head, and then she does like, stop, in the name of the Force. From episode 2 when they're in the arena.
There's a couple Yoda ones that I actually really like. Actually, it's right here.
I love that one.
Yeah, I do have that one written down, actually.
Oh, Count Dooku, man. It's just that curved hilt just makes everything sexy.
Yeah, pause it for a second. So when Count Dooku does his first ignition when he's fighting Obi-Wan and Obi-Wan and Anakin in episode 2. Yeah, he holds it down and it's a curved hilt and he kind of just throws it down.
Yeah, he like flicks it.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of those, like, if I were to buy one of the Force FX lightsabers, it'd probably be like Kylo Ren's and Count Dooku's. I might need to do that.
I absolutely hate that slicing up of Anakin's hand.
The pitch in Yoda's right there is so high. I love that.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear this? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
You're good. Yeah, that is another.
We all know what they sound like.
That is another good point. Some of them have like almost like a cymbal.
Yeah,
and some
Yoda's has like a really high pitched hum.
Yeah, and some of them are more of a hum.
That's savage. Anakin about to cut off Dooku's head. Yeah, in 3, there's so many. It's like every 3 seconds, someone's chucking a lightsaber. This one, Grievous is up there for sure.
I wanted to put it up there, but I didn't because I didn't feel like it added anything to Grievous's character. He was just igniting 4 lightsabers, which is awesome.
Yeah. Well, you said it's awesome.
That one's kind of
Palpatine's here when he gets arrested is definitely up there.
See, I thought it was this one, but it isn't. He pulls it out, and it's a slow ignition, and then it twists. It's the one when Yoda walks in. He throws it out.
Oh, yeah, in his office. That's right.
That's the other one I have written down is when Yoda faces Sidious. Sidious kind of throws it out of his like sleeve and ignites it all at the same time. It's fucking sadistic. Pissed off.
This is obviously the best one. Order 66.
This is a nice sheathing. So we're here, right here.
Flipping backwards is great.
I do
God,
like.
we're still in the prequels. 4 minutes of sheathing and ignition, and we're still in the prequels. Either of us. Yeah, that's so savage.
Oh man,
it's so badass. I love it. I haven't watched the prequels in a minute. I'm nerding out right now.
I do like this one too. Oh, that Yoda versus Sidious fight's a lot better than I remember. To be honest, it's not like I never disliked it, but I was like, yeah, this is supposed to be the pinnacle, the biggest fight of all time, and they kind of just like toss some shit at each other, shock each other.
Well, it's the combination of Anakin, Obi-Wan, Palpatine, and Yoda fighting at the same time, cutting back and forth. They start in his office. They go up into the fucking Senate chambers. It's just like the epitome of like epic scene.
Yeah.
All right, now we're in the original trilogy.
So
there's like
most of
3 in the entire movie. This is the one where it looks white. Like there's no color to Luke's lightsaber in that scene. And then
we're already in episode 5.
Chops his toes off. There was 4 ignitions in all of A New Hope.
Which is fine. It's just funny. It's such a glaring difference.
All right, now we're looking at the cave on Dagobah.
I hate how he holds his lightsaber. Something about Luke, how he holds his lightsaber. I just don't like it. This is the one that we were talking about on Bespin.
So quick, he's ready to fence. And Vader's just like, bitch, please.
That cut was kind of funny.
It was. The screen too is so great. All right, now we're in Return of the Jedi.
We're already at the end of the Return of the Jedi.
I do like how Luke's green lightsaber sounds.
Is it a sharp?
Yeah, it's like sharp and really, really quick.
Like there's a lot of pressure behind it. Like it's a release.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yes. Oh, Kylo Ren killing Laura Stanteca. That's one of the best ones.
That is true. They're okay. And actually, I'm not going to lie. Rey's did nothing for me. Like, I watched this whole video.
Right here?
She looks like confused. Watch this. She looks confused, which she is. But, like...
she is confused.
I know.
Well, it's because they didn't show her pulling it past Kylo. That's the impressive part. All right, now we're on The Last Jedi. He's having bad dreams.
That's a cool one where she pulls it and attacks Luke or like threatens him.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Rey grabs Kylo's saber.
I love that whole. I love Rey in that entire fight. Her war scream and everything. Everybody knows. I get a hard on when Rey does that. Wah! And just starts fucking going in. That's awesome. That one's one of my favorites too. Kylo.
Yeah, when he's on crate and he stomps and unleashes it. That's up there.
Oh, it must not have 9 in it. But to be honest, that Kylo one's probably in my top 2. Like his stomp and his stance, and it just adds so much. Like fucking bring it. So much attitude in that ignition.
Yeah, man. I love it. I fucking love it. I don't know. I wasn't feeling in the Star Wars mode, but watching that video just got me all juiced up, and I'm trying to watch some Star Wars.
I know.
Some Battlefront. Fucking ignite my lightsaber.
There was like 10 movies included. Well, they didn't do 9, episode 9, but
yeah,
they did
we should recreate that. Oh, and they didn't show Solo either when Darth Maul ignites his.
Yeah, it's true.
Must be old.
Probably 2 years.
Well, yeah, like it's 18 months old. Solo's so good, by the way. Just kind of randomly throw
you
that
literally
out there.
Just said I haven't watched a Star Wars film in a long time. Solo's great.
I haven't watched it, but I'm just announcing that it's great. Just reminding everyone in the universe that it's one of the best. Go fucking watch it, yo.
Go fucking watch it.
Go fucking watch it. Eh? Don't sleep on it. I don't know what accent I'm trying.
I do. I know which one.
I don't know if this is the same for you, but I feel like time is going very, very, very fast through quarantine. Like I'll sit down and in the morning, make my coffee, do some emails, and like all of a sudden it's 4:00. And I was getting my mic set up and everything for us to record. And I feel like we just recorded like 24 hours ago. I feel like time is going super, super fast.
Yeah, at some points. Yeah, I guess because there's nothing to break the day up. Like you just do your stuff and then it's tomorrow and then you're doing the same fucking stuff and then it's the next day. It's not like I'm going anywhere, changing things up, that breaks up my day. If I go do something in the morning, I come back home and then I have the rest of the evening to do or finish up shit or, but I get all my stuff done. And I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm twiddling my thumbs. I feel bad saying that, but 90% of my job is like driving around and visiting places. So there's only so many emails I can send out. So I try to keep myself busy, man. So
yeah.
But
are you doing like sales calls and shit over Zoom with anybody?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to set that stuff up, but a lot of the stuff that we sell is over the counter. So even a lot of stores are closed, so you can't really move product when stores are closed. So even though a lot of my industry is essential since it's electricians and that sort of thing. So, right. But long story short, the days do feel long or short and long. I don't know. Fuck it. What?
Short and long at the same time.
It does feel sometimes like I feel like the mornings have been going by very, very quickly. I'll look up and it's like 11:30. What the fuck happened? Yeah. And then sometimes like from after lunch till dinner time, sometimes that feels long, but whatever.
It's crazy.
It's so
strange. Things are strange. It's a good time to watch movies and play video games.
When you're a stranger, faces look ugly. Yeah, it is.
I haven't listened to classic rock in a minute.
Yeah,
like BT Bam and hip hop train.
The Challenger. I have a plug for my phone so I can listen to like Spotify in the Challenger, but it doesn't have XM radio. So I wanted to listen to something random, and I actually dug up my CD collection, and I found The Doors, the greatest hits. So I plugged that into the Challenger while I was cruising around last week.
Nice.
And the greatest hits of The Doors is fucking legit because it's 2 full CDs. I think it's like 30 songs. So
it's a lot. Yeah. That's actually one major complaint that I have about Spotify is going through a band's discography, especially an older band. There's like, I was playing Metallica actually on Sunday when I was playing Minecraft, and it was like Kill 'Em All remastered, Kill 'Em All Deluxe remastered. And that for every single album. There's like ×3 of every album on Spotify. I'm just
Kill 'Em All live.
One of them, please.
Yeah. Fade to Black,
hits from 2010, greatest hits from 2020, and greatest hits from 2000. It's like they're the same fucking songs. They make 40 albums of the same thing. I just want one. Please simplify it.
No, I've done that too, where I'll be listening to Metallica and it'd be like Fade to Black, 1990 live, 1994 live, 2003 live. I'm like, can we move on to the next song, Trapped Under Ice or something?
Because they have that that live shit Binge and Purge is still on there too. So if you put Metallica on shuffle on Spotify, you're going down some crazy rabbit hole. You're just going to hear like James talking to the crowd at a concert for like 3 minutes, not even a song. And then it's going to go to like Mama Said. And that's like, that's what you get.
That's true. Yeah. I actually listened to Load the other day, the entire thing. Yeah. I still to this day skip Mama Said. I don't. Of course. I mean, I've softened up in my old age where some of the songs I didn't completely love, I'll still like sit and listen to because it's different. But Mama Said just does nothing for me, and it's like no. Plus, I know the 2 of the 3 last songs on Load are really, really good. Outlaw Torn and Ronnie are very unknown Metallica songs, and they're probably off of arguably one of the least popular albums, but it's really, really good.
I love that album.
I do too. Yeah, it is very strange that everybody hates it.
I listened to that and Black Album. Skipping Mama Said, obviously.
Yeah. Actually, there's the Struggle Within. I always skip.
I don't mind that song.
Yeah. I don't know. Oh, back on the nerd news. While we're off the Metallica train, we did see that PlayStation 5 controller was released. At least a picture of it.
Yeah, I did see that.
Bring that up real quick.
Yeah, so this comes in at an interesting time. I was talking a few episodes ago about the Final Fantasy VII remake, and that I was thinking about buying a PS4. I'm trying to figure out if I want to just wait for PS5 since it's coming out later this year. I don't know.
Well, and as soon as 5 comes out, the 4 prices are going to drop like crazy. So
True. I think the real, so here it is. I'm screen sharing it for anybody that's watching the stream. I think the real concern and what I've heard from fans is that they're not going to make it exclusive or completely backwards compatible.
Nope.
Which I think is the problem. That's why people are annoyed about it. Which I just don't understand.
I will admit, that's one thing I absolutely love about Xbox. I can play an original Xbox game. I'll bust out Fusion Frenzy for the original goddamn Xbox on my
play Mech Assault.
Yeah, Mech Assault. Like, it's all available. I do love it. And I'm assuming it's the same for PlayStation, but all those like really old games are also available. I can play Sonic and all that stuff. I assume you can still play that stuff on PlayStation as well, but it is nice.
I don't know.
What are your thoughts on the controller we're looking at here?
I don't know. It looks like they're trying too hard. That's my first reaction. Like they've done the same controller for 4 generations, and now they want to change it up, and I just feel like they're trying too hard to be like, oh look, we made it different now.
So you and Tommy Boy, and it sounded like all the idiots in the app were on the same boat.
All the smart people.
I saw this, and while you might have a little bit where maybe they're trying a little too hard, one of the guys was making an argument like this looks like something you'd find in a drugstore, like such a big knockoff. I like it.
FedEx.
I fucking like it, and as long as it's solid, which I can't imagine PlayStation throwing out a controller that feels chintzy. I really do like it. One, it is different, maybe for the fact of just being different. I don't know, but it looks sleek. But it does look super comfortable. It looks like they have updated it more towards like an Xbox One controller, or it's a little more form-fitting and ergonomic. Where that's the PlayStation controllers. Everybody knows we argue, or we're not big fans of it. We're blocky and it, like, I don't know. They haven't changed for a long fucking time.
I feel like they were always too small for my fucking massive Sasquatch hands.
Well, I mean,
they're not. Both the thumbsticks are like right here, and I feel like I can't control those and hit the buttons at the same time. It's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
This looks bigger. To your point, it looks like it would fit my hands better.
It does look slightly bigger. Even the joysticks, they look more comfortable. They look better.
Just the fact that they're next to each other, just I don't know. Something about that just makes me angry.
But this gives me hope because 99% of my issue with PlayStation was the controller, and that's half made up. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying like that's not a.
I invented this reason to hate the PlayStation.
It really is, but it's not a legitimate argument to sit there and say I'm not going to play an entire group of games because the controller sucks. I would get used to it 25 minutes into playing a game, I'm sure, but this would help me out tremendously as long as this is as comfortable as it looks.
Well, the nice thing is that they have one. I believe Tommy Boy said that they have one that's actually PlayStation brand that is in the configuration of an Xbox style controller.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Did I lose you? Hello. Hello. Commander Cody, are you reporting in? Your new empire. Cormandus. We have officially lost Commander in the storms of the Nether Realm. He will no longer be with us. Then the evil orcs ride in on their four-legged beasts, wielding just heads of people. That's how I see it. That's what I think of it. Hello.
I don't know what happened.
You zapped out.
Yeah, I don't know. The internet just went wacky for a second.
I blame it on the orcs, on their four-legged beasts riding
I
into
blame
town.
it. I blame it on Saruma.
Saruma.
I blame it on Nina. She's on a video call in the other room. Mrs.
Oh.
Commander thinks a lot.
Absolutely. That sucks so much bandwidth.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? This has happened conveniently 3 weeks in a row. It's been on Tuesday. She has a group video call with her cousins, same time. And I didn't have an issue the last 2 weeks, so I don't know what's going on now, but it looks like we're back. My router just had a blip. So we're back. I'm still recording and we're still streaming. So I was talking shit about the PlayStation 4 controller. What were you talking about?
The orcs that were riding into town with, they had beheaded, they just had heads, and they're riding on their four-legged beasts, and they're
Heads of the
snarling.
people that designed this controller.
Yeah. If everybody buys a PlayStation 5, that's what we got to look forward to is the orcs.
There's something.
The orcs are taking over.
Let me share my screen again. I don't know exactly how to explain it. I'm not good at this. I don't do design, but I know when I see. To me, it just looks like they're trying too hard. That's the only way I can explain it.
But why? It looks like a
know.
solid ass controller.
It looks like a first order stormtrooper kind of.
To be honest, yeah. I think the color scheme options would be fucking awesome on this thing.
Possibly. That's the thing that I want to see more. You know, they usually launch it with just like a single color, and then 6 months later they unleash a bunch of new ones.
But I wonder whose decision it was to was it that bad where they were sitting in a board meeting and it's just like, I want a white controller. Well, I want a black one. And then they're just like, well, you'll take the bottom half and I'll take the top half.
This is the new one that I got, the new Xbox One controller.
Yeah, that's the one I have.
Gray and like turquoise. And I just think there's something, the fact that the front of it is a singular color, and then you have little accents where like the inside of the thumbstick and the back and above the buttons and stuff is the other accent color. I don't know. There's just something about that I like a lot better than that.
Well, and the fascia. So if you look at the Xbox, it's all one piece. It's all one, and then the buttons kind of come out, and they have little indents around the D-pad, and now it raises up a little bit on the joysticks. This, it's like 7 different pieces all put together. Yeah, I don't know,
because they still have that touchpad thing.
Yeah,
which I'm curious. I haven't played PS4 in a long time. I'm curious as to how much that's actually used. I was wondering if they were going to keep that in the new controller, or if they were going to kind of do away with it.
Yeah, I've never understood it. Well, I've never had to understand it. I've never played a game on it, so I don't.
You have one in your house, though. You can test it out.
It's true, but I don't plan on testing it out.
Well, you just got to find a game that's only on PlayStation that you really want to play, and that's the impetus to get one.
Well, there is a game. We already have it. I've watched her play it, God of War, and it's such a great series. Yeah, I just haven't got to it yet, man. You know, I sit up here and say I don't game a lot, but I've gotten through a lot of new games over the past year.
You've been cranking them.
I've been cranking out on them. I'm getting through Doom, Far Cry. I did Fallout 4. I did Resident Evil 4. I did Fallen Order. I mean, there's the list goes on and on. I've been pretty good about trudging through the new games.
Yeah.
Which actually, let me rank. What's my favorite game over the past year that I've played? I mean, that's hard. I want to say what I want to say is Fallen Order, of course, because it's Star Wars and it was great.
Far Cry 14.
You know what it comes down to is Fallen Order was great, but I do think Far Cry 4 and Fallout 4 were more enjoyable to me. And I'm going to give the edge to Far Cry because I think it was a much smoother game. Of course, Fallout games are quite hectic, and the open worldness of a Fallout is unlimiting. So
I'm scrolling through my Xbox feed because I'm having trouble remember. Like the ones that are coming to mind are Battlefront, Fallen Order, Minecraft, Overwatch, Battlefield. I feel like I'm forgetting things. I'm trying to look through my Xbox feed and see what I've played in the past like year or so. I don't know. I feel like I just get stuck in this loop of playing the games that I know and love, like Battlefront and Skyrim and Dark Souls.
yeah, you know, it's been a minute since I've fired up Skyrim, which is nice for me because I would sit there and play Skyrim the rest of my fucking life.
Everyone would.
I mean, I do have Skyrim tattoo below the belt.
That's true.
But I do. It is nice just to jump off that, and I will give a nod of the hat to Doom, which is not the best game ever, but it's so smooth, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. It's just fun to just go up and shoot some demons, and the demons get bigger and harder, and there's more of them, and
big hard demons.
Big hard demons.
Just
is that the
fuck
name of
around
the
with some
episode?
demons.
Big hard demons.
Big hard.
That's all we got for you. But yeah, Minecraft is up there too. It's fun. The only issue I have with Minecraft, which still stands, is there's not really much to do. It's like there's no game.
You just gotta expand your horizons.
Yeah, there's no story to it. And I've always been story driven in my games. It is nice to just jump on something like that and not give a fuck and dig around and explore a little bit. But
yeah, trying to recreate the mines of Moria, tinker around, create a railroad system.
Tinker.
It's just been fun. I'm trying to fuck with the railroads. I can't figure it out, or the mine rails.
Oh yeah.
So I've been trying to like set up triggers and stuff. So like when the cart passes this thing, the lane switches and you can go to the left instead of going to the right. I got it close, but it's not automatic. It's manual. So I'm going to try to keep fucking with it. But I did totally deck out my entire underground cavern with some pillars and shit. It looks just like Moria.
Nice. I've just been livestocking it up. I've got a huge pen with there's sheep and goblins and it's just everything. They're all fucking and
Are they not like killing each other? The goblins aren't killing the animals?
Oh, I don't know. They do what they want. I actually have a little trap, so I have like a 2 blocks of land that go up to it, up to the fence. So people can like walk in, but they can't jump back out. So I constantly just I had one of those salesmen with the 2 llamas. I had him trapped in there. It's just a big fence of fuckery.
Wish I could make that the name. Fence of fuckery. That'd be good. That'd be a good gamer tag. Have you been to our base in a minute or two?
I did. Yeah. I mean, I was there a little while back.
I'm trying to pull up this picture. I don't know how to fucking find it on the desktop internets. Yeah, I took it. Well, because I put a fucking giant label on our base. Here, check it out.
You called it a
I don't
base.
know if you've seen this. Our civilization or whatever. So as you approach our shit, that's what you see in the sky. That was fun to create.
That's awesome. And you can see my
my
temple at the top.
Yeah, with the nether portal. No, it's fun. I go in and out, so I'll spend 3 days. I'll play Minecraft only, and then I'll get kind of sick of it, and I'll go to Overwatch or something, and then I'll be like, I'll watch the PewDiePie video. I'm like, oh, he did this. He went on some journey and like created a portal and took his horse with him and found some water temple and was like, I'm gonna go fuck around with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you from that picture, if you turn all the way around and head whichever direction that is for like 40 minutes, that's where I'm at.
I tried to say that once, and I tried to come find you. Didn't work.
That
I went straight out the door.
Oh, believe me,
I found there's like a dock area that I built, and I saw all the icebergs and everything. So then I started heading like towards the icebergs, and I went through there for a while, and I built this like crazy pathway system, but I never found you. So
believe me, once I died and like left my old base and came back to you guys, I couldn't refine my own thing. I was so far fucking out there. I have no idea. Even now, I couldn't get back to where you guys are because there's so much water.
I just love how big the fucking world is. It's awesome.
Yeah. There's so much water and just random islands that even if I'm trying to go straight, if I skew off like 4 or 5 blocks, now I'm in a completely different world. I don't fucking know.
Well, that's why we need a rail system so we can go find your base, and then we'll take the railroad back to the home base.
Mine's a little nice countryside. It's in little plains. I got some water. A lot of water.
You just said so many generic things. Mine's like a building. It's got materials in it. It's in a world.
Well, I didn't. First of all, it is still hidden. It's extremely hidden in the forbidden wooden forest of the pines. That you could be standing 20 feet away from it. You wouldn't even know it's there. I hide all my shit. But yeah, so there's no house or building. I dug into the side of a mountain and then closed it off with 40 pine trees, so you can't see it from any direction.
Oh, well, no wonder I couldn't find you, bitch ass.
Yeah. So
what else is going on?
There ain't shit, man. I'm going bananas, spending money I don't have on the Challenger, and I don't fucking know.
Have you bought any? Have you souped it up at all?
I just bought some
parts and shits for it.
Yeah, I mean, I just spent some money. I got parts on their way. Doing some suspension work and some shit, so we'll see what happens.
Interesting.
Small upgrades. Big old car. I'm gonna stiffen it up quite a bit. So
nice. Yeah, I took my my bike into the shop, got that all tuned up, trued the wheels, got the gears and everything, disassembled, cleaned, lubed everything. So it's been going strong. One day I want to ride to your place once the fucking quarantine's over. I want to ride to your place. How far is that? Like 30 miles? 25 miles?
Straight shot, probably 15 miles. If you get on East Broad, you just go East Broad all the fucking way here. Maybe.
True, that's boring.
Yeah, it's
the countryside way.
Yeah, East Broad is like a mile from my house. So. God!
I don't know if that's me or you. Mrs. Commander, stop!
Stop having family.
Anyways, once quarantine's over, I want to ride out to your place, game all night, wake up, and then ride back. Ride out. That's what I want to do.
I don't have
So you're fucking with the Challenger. I'm fucking with the bike. I need to get a road bike at some point.
Yeah, I don't have a bike anymore. Don't have a bike anymore. It got stolen when I was living in Gahanna, remember?
I don't remember that. That sucks, though.
Yeah, it was...
My first one got stolen when I was living downtown.
I mean, it's my fault. It was on our porch, and I didn't have it locked up. I thought I was in Gahanna, you know? I didn't fucking worry about it, but woke up one day, and Erica's like, where's your bike? And I didn't even notice. I was going to and from work, didn't even fucking notice, because we had just moved in there, and there was shit everywhere. So yeah, I was just like, well, I don't have a bike anymore. So
That's the worst,
even having a house, I wouldn't even know where to put it right now. So it's fine at this point. But who the fuck knows? So
you obviously have to sell the Challenger and get a bike. That's the obvious solution.
Yep, trading it in tonight. I'm gonna look on the webs for the new bikes.
You could probably get a really nice bike.
rolling fucking almost with 3 wheels. So
Woohoo!
wahoo! That makes me. I have had an inkling, or a passion to play an old game and to plug in the NES. Contra's been on my mind. Even the standard Mario Brothers, that's been on my mind. And I have that classic, not the expensive one, but I do have that like classic emulator Sega Genesis
Mm-hmm.
box that has like 100 games on it.
Yeah.
So I can play Vector Man and Sonic, and I might just plug those in and see what the fuck happens. I do have 2 controllers, so maybe Glass Armor and she can play as Tails and beat the fuck out of all the bad guys and die unlimited and beat the game while I just hide in the corner as Sonic. So that's the nice thing about Sonic. So it does have co-op technically.
Yeah.
Co-op Sonic,
Speaking
yeah,
of
and Tails
co-op,
can die unlimited.
I wouldn't mind playing the Halo remaster.
Yeah. The second one, I'm telling you. The second one's so
But it's on
good.
Game Pass, right? Let's fucking do it.
I have it, yeah. I had it before that. But the first one's great. The second one's like fucking perfect. And then the third one they didn't do any updates on. So it actually the second Halo is better than the third one.
I'll have to install that and take a peek around.
Actually, you know what's funny is I plugged it in and was playing with Tommy Boy weeks ago, and he showed me that on the trigger you can actually toggle between the updated remake and then the original, the graphics, and holy shit did they do a lot of work to these games. I was toggling back and forth.
Oh,
and even
so like
the
while you're in the
around
middle of the game, you can just like check.
Yep,
like
toggle
what it
back
used to
and
look
forth.
like. That's crazy.
Yep,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it was. You get so spoiled on these new graphics, and it's nice to be like, what did it used to look like? Holy shit! Like that's a bad guy. What is that thing? It looks so terrible.
Yeah, and those games can be hard to go back to. I still really want to play a GoldenEye that's been remastered with like newer controls, like updated controls. I would really like to play that game, but like the learning curve to go back to the C buttons and joystick is awful.
Yeah,
it's horrendous.
The go and look and shoot and aim is all one joystick, and then you're like, what? What kind of what?
It's like Mass Effect 3. Everything's just one button.
Yeah.
A does everything. You can hide, you can sprint, you can duck, you can whatever.
You reload, you can slap somebody, you can select to tell someone to jump out a window.
Or ask them nicely to jump out the window.
Can't please?
Will you? I would appreciate it.
But seriously.
So
that's been on my list to plug in classic system. Been getting that itch again. I could also, since I bought my new fucking all this stupid shit up here, play some like Age of Mythology or something on PC.
I would love to play that Age of Empires remaster.
Can we play like you versus me on like Age of Empires 2?
For the old one, yeah, I can probably get an emulator for it.
Well, I have it on Steam.
I don't know if you can
I
play
think.
online.
Yeah, I want. There has to be a way on Steam that you and I can like boot up a game, and I'll start on one end of the map, and you'll start on the other, and we'll just build at it and see who the fuck happens.
But then we'll meet, and then we'll trade and be friends instead of going to fight. I don't think that it was ported for Mac, so I can't play it on Steam. I would have to like get a Mac version, like emulator or something, which means I could play it, but we couldn't play like together online, which would suck.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look. Age of Empires.
I did see that
edition.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Conqueror's edition was the expanded one. Conqueror's was the expansion pack. The expansion pack. Remember those words? Expansion.
Yes, I do. God, I haven't played an RTS in so long. This looks delectable.
It is. It's so nice.
Fuck, maybe I'll just go to Micro Center and get like a, not cheap, but like a comparable, just Windows laptop and just play.
No joke.
On it.
I mean, it would still
like
be
$300 something.
500 would get you something that would, like, you wouldn't even have to worry about, and it would play an old game very, very easily. Yeah.
We'll see. We shall see.
Yeah, they have those pre-packed ones. I told you they're getting cheap. Electronics in general are getting cheap. I was thinking about, because we have our extra bedroom, that my sister's actually going to be moving back to Ohio here soon, and she's going to be staying in that bedroom. And I'm like, well, we have an entertainment center, but no TV. So I was like, well, I have a few extra bucks. Like, let me look at the TVs, and it was like almost 50-inch, 4K, all the buttons.
The cooler TVs don't have any buttons. You're missing. You're going backwards.
All the buttons, but it literally was like under $300, like $280. I'm like, for a fucking 40-some inch smart high def 8K, 4K, all the case. All the buttons in the case. So all the ones.
My problem is that I'm gonna be so particular about like a TV like that I'm gonna wait and buy like. Yeah, you can get one for $300, but I'm going to spend more because I'm going to be like super annoying about researching the refresh rate and all that nonsense. I'm going to get something crazy.
Yeah, as long as I get, I always shoot for Samsung on my electronics, so the Samsung.
But that is on my short list though. Is getting a new TV. When did Mrs. Commander and I move in together? We're going on 9 years. I've had that Insignia TV. And it's holding strong and it looks fine, but I can tell the difference when I'm on my gaming monitor versus the big TV. So I think it's about time for a refresh.
Update. So what you gotta do is update.
That's what we gotta do.
Spend all your dough for the update. Get the screen.
Not all of it.
Just get all the buttons.
TV, bike. Which one do I want?
What bike are you getting?
Well, I have a commuter bike, so it's like a hybrid. It's like somewhere in between a road bike and a shitty bike. But I don't have, so it's got like the straight handlebar and everything. I don't have one like a fast and light, like racing bike or road bike or anything. So I'm thinking if I continue this habit of mine, that I might want to upgrade and get something nicer.
I always did the hybrid bikes. I always like having a little bit of meat on, because those road bikes, man, they're so hard if you ever go anywhere off road.
I don't think I've ever actually ridden one in that style. I've always just had like a hybrid or a mountain bike.
Yeah. I always go with like a hybrid, but with skinnier tires, which it's like a little more close to the road, because I'm not really off road that much. But when I do go, whatever. Yeah, it's always I had a Nishiki. I know that was the brand that I had, and I was happy with it until someone took it. Someone else is riding around. Probably, I hope a nice little child is having a great time
on your adult-sized bike.
It's a big kid. He's a really big kid. They don't make
stilts. Got to wear stilts while he's riding that thing.
It's stilts. So I did have stilts right next to the bike. Those were stolen too. So damn it. The kid got it all.
He was planning ahead.
He got a fucking birthday bundle that year. He
went to every house. Was like, this bike doesn't have stilts. We're going to the next one.
Look across the street. Mopar's got some stilts.
He knows your name.
God. They all do. So, all right, guys. Fuck. Yeah, not a lot of news. I can't really think.
Oh, there is one. There's one bit of news. I made a list. I pulled a Mopar and made a list. Looks like we talked about everything though. We do need to do commentary for Rise of Skywalker. So quarantine would be a good time to get that done.
Yes.
So we should fire that up and make that happen soon. But the other thing is that news-wise, they're releasing a remastered version of Episode 1 Pod Racer for Nintendo Switch. So that should be fun. So
yeah, it's a pretty bad game.
Die now. I know you had never had an N64, but don't put that evil on me, Mopar.
I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not gonna live up. It's quite boring. You're pissed.
They're not just making better graphics. They're actually like changing some of the mechanics and like doing upgrades and like
making a new game.
you can upgrade your pod and everything. Not a new game, a remaster.
You know what? The other one that they're coming out with is Mario 64 that I heard that they're redoing or updating or remastering.
Yeah, Nintendo or Mario Anniversary or something like that. It's this year.
That
next year. Can't remember.
That
Something
would be a fucking delight if they updated Mario 64. That is something I would buy.
Would that be your turning point to buy a Switch for Mario?
No.
Well, how else would you play it?
I haven't thought that through yet.
You have to have a console to play it on. It's a Switch,
I have to buy an N64, I think.
And then just play the original one again? Fuck the remaster.
I mean, at this point, it sucks.
They push an update to the N64. Can I plug my N64 into the internet?
Yeah,
just
dial
get a software
up,
update.
Could you imagine them like prototyping and trying? What when they were making N64 and the internet was the first like a thing. I wonder what the first system was that they tried doing live stuff with. Was it the Xbox, or were they prototype?
PC first.
Yeah, that's true. PC. Online.
I remember playing Age of Empires back in the day, getting my ass stomped because I was like 9 years old. Didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah, I remember when we were over DNRs and we were playing One Must Fall, that versus game with the robots. We went onto a forum and we were talking. We were you were there, or no, we went to a website and we were giving tips and tricks to one of the N64 games, and it was like A to jump, B to punch, and that's when Ryan threw up milk.
Yeah, and his mom got mad at him
because he threw up.
Yeah, I think we were playing like WrestleMania 2000 or something. It was a wrestling game.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I remember because like it had some insane character customization, and I just remember that we spent like 2 hours in the character screen building our characters and changing outfits and stuff, and like didn't even wrestle.
We didn't even get to a match. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like when I play Oblivion.
That's hilarious because we Glass Armor and I just talked about WrestleMania 2000. That's hilarious. All the custom, because I remember like you would make the biggest, fattest, tallest guy, and I would make just the stick, skinny guy, and I would like choke slam you. We were laughing like at just the the visuals of Stick Boy slamming Yuko Sama.
Is that a real character? I want to just see images of WrestleMania 2000 on N64. I remember this green font like vividly. I remember this cover with The Rock looking all like, "Hey, motherfucker."
Absolutely.
The graphics. Wow, look at this guy. He's so mad. Goldberg's face. His mouth is just wide open.
Steve Austin. That's what this is the LeBron James graphics that I was talking about, where it's just like a flat painted picture on a block.
That's how long it's been since he's joined the NBA.
Yeah, close. 2003.
It looks like it's those GoldenEye graphics where like they got a cartoon, like they got a scaled down version of his actual photo, and they just pasted it onto this polygon.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what it does. That's what it looks like they did. I always love the Big Show. It's crazy. They just did another WrestleMania. Not that I'm into any of that, but The Undertaker's still a part of it. That's fucking crazy.
Dude, he is. Yeah, he's getting up there. I remember when I was into it, when like late 90s, like 97 to 2000 or something is when I was actually really into it with my dad. We watched it all the time. But he was my favorite back then, him and The Rock. But back then I thought he was fucking old. I was like, when's The Undertaker going to get taken out?
Exactly. I always liked them. They would bring him out in a casket, and then he would like rise out of the casket and in the ring, and you're like, "What the fuck is this guy? It's so cool!"
It's so insane. I still have memories of the cage match, The Rock and Mankind, the cage match, or The Rock and or Jesus Christ, Mankind and the Undertaker.
Undertaker, yeah.
That crazy cage match where they were on top, and he chokeslammed him off the top of the cage onto a table, and dude was like dead.
No, well, that was planned. Did you know, I was watching a documentary about that match. They do it again. They both climb back up even after they threw him off. And he chokeslams him through the fence, the cage fence. They didn't know it was gonna break, and he fell all the way to the mat.
Oh my God.
And that wasn't planned. And then I guess Mankind also had those tacks that he was like throwing around, and no one knew about that, I don't think. And Undertaker choke slammed him onto the tack, so there's blood everywhere, and it was like, Jesus Christ, how did they get away with that?
I might need to go watch some YouTube videos of like those old matches. Just relive that a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely
Kerner's
intense.
in the chat. Welcome, Kerner.
Shut it down.
Time to end the show. Good day, Galaxy. Thanks everybody for tuning.
Sent us.
I'm gonna jump on Battlefront if you want to join, but
probably not Battlefront.
I'm gonna do that for a little bit, and then I'll play whatever. So join us.
All right. Good day.
Anyone,
Galaxy.
send us an email. Get hammered. Tell us what you think about things.
We'd
love to hear from you.
Let us know what your favorite lightsaber ignition or usage or form, like what speaks to you guys.
Yeah,
DM,
double your
DM
efforts.
us. Double your efforts. Yeah. Let us know.
Send a cartoon of the lightsaber ignition through the mail to us.
Draw a picture of a lightsaber explaining your emotions about the other lightsaber fight that you wanted us to like.
Yes, do that.
Let us know. Send us blinking lights, yes or no, or 4.
Morse code, please.
Yes. Good day. Okay, that's the end of that shit. Jesus, this is a terrible.